I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if it's spring, summer, winter, or fall. This coffee is the fuel for Psycho for all. That is correct. If I didn't have this nectar from the gold, if you will, I would not be able to properly function. Anywho, welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, as we previously described, always powered by coffee each and every time. That is the mighty Psycho promise. I know, let's see, one person watching, I bet you it's Mick. It's AZ Mick. Pop on up, bud. Oh, and they disappeared just that quick. Oh, well, maybe it wasn't. Anyways, I'll wait a minute or so before we get into everything as to why did Psycho entitle this episode a Wednesday Flash from the Mouth of the South. We'll talk about that. Actually, it's kind of neat. It is minor highlights from the Rogers Comic-Con that I came through from. And let's see, the weather has been really poopy, guys, really poopy this week. Just like it probably is for the rest of you guys. Now, Psycho, unfortunately, is a little under the weather today, so I think at the most we're only going to do an hour tops here due to, I thought I was getting better with the cold that I had, and now it seems like, I thought I was getting better, and then it came, and just this morning I woke up like this. I'm like, crap. So hopefully by Saturday I will be lots better, because I got wrestling Saturday to go to, yes. So, all right, like I said, I don't know how everybody else is going weather-wise. Today, actually, we, I think it was 35, 36 degrees for once. That was the first time we've gone above freezing in at least a week, if not more. But the nights are still going to be really, really cold, at least coming towards the weekend. We're going to be getting a lot of poopy weather coming through Sunday night through Tuesday. Is it snow? Is it going to be real cold rain? That's what we're looking at currently at this point. Hey, Martin, this amazes me. Usually Mick is the first one, but you are today. And Martin, I'm glad you're on here, because we'll start this off now. New subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. I wrote them all down. I have a lot that have dropped on in the last 7 to 10 days. Excuse me. The Little Osmond fan. These are all new subs to the channel. Welcome to the Psycho universe. The Little Osmonds fan. Ron Haggerty, the Vinyl Custodian. Will's Rush Page. The Awesome Antonio. Racer Records. B-Kid official channel. This next one here. GAJK04108. Michael, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Michael Mickroot. I hope so. Joseph Story, Martin McGrath, and Empty Glass. That's right. Which, anytime I think of Empty Glass, I think of that great Pete Townsend solo album, which a lot of people say like it's the Lost Who album. But I don't know. I think I got a copy of it somewhere, actually. But I just remember, for example, I remember catching that solo album on MTV because of getting to hear "Let My Love Open the Door." I have a UK 45 of that with picture sleeve, and Rough Boys. Boy, oh boy, that song was a strange song always. Yes, thank you so very much. You are too kind. I like your emoji, Martin. I do. So Yellow Submarine, you either like it or you hate it pretty much. And considering that just a couple days ago, we have turned to the 55th anniversary of Yellow Submarine. Can you imagine that, guys? 55 years since they put that out. Now, saying that, thank you. You know what? I really do appreciate you doing that, Martin. I've got, let's see, this will be show 705 right now, okay? 705. Because we'll talk about this last week here and what I've been dropping in content. in a minute. So, but yeah, I mean, if it's one thing nobody can really complain about on my channel is that there's not enough stuff to watch. I think I tried calculating it once, and it came out to the point where if you were to have like a 24-hour marathon, you could see Psycho for almost 2 weeks straight. How about that? That's a little crazy. Even I don't want to see myself 2 weeks straight. Back to Yellow Submarine for 2 seconds, though, okay? So, I like the movie. You know, the movie's interesting. It was, I think they thought, the Beatles thought that that was going to be the contractual fulfillment, and it wasn't. It's like, oh, no, you still have one more movie to make. And it's like, shit. See, because if Yellow Submarine was the contract fulfillment, we maybe wouldn't have gotten to Let It Be, if you think about it. Yes, thank you. I was just going to bring that up, too. Let's read this, shall we? Senior Monkeys tag, brave man to say you prefer the Monkeys marginally to the Beatles around here. Well, you know what? It's pretty plain and simple, to be really honest. Both bands make me happy when I get to listen to their music. Both bands, okay? But the Monkeys edge out the Beatles in A. Monkeys had a very cool but goofy TV show that I love. I wish I had money, truthfully, you know, to get that Blu-ray box set, but someday, I don't know. But I have season 1 on DVD. Heck, I'd even settle for trying to get season 2 on DVD if I could find that. That would do me until that'll do me until I can afford to get the Blu-ray, because I heard there's lots of tasty extras on that bonus disc. Oh, see, there you go. Mocha I like, but Mocha Psycho can only have a little bit of mocha because it goes right through. I'm a bit ignorant to the Monkeys. I've been told by enough people how great they are. Well, you know what? I'll tell you. So for a band that was pre-constructed by a television studio, recording company, if you will, whatever, they did come out with some pretty damn good product, I'll tell you. I think obviously the biggest fulcrum, if you will, was the firing of Don Kirshner, because he was just getting to start working on that third album. And like one of the tracks I remember they were recording for the third album was, oh God, what's it called? Something about I'd rather play violin. And I'm like, it's kind of cheesy, but that gives you, I think that'd give you a slight sample of what you're dealing with. I love T2 as a comfort thing. Yes, coffee does give a buzz. Sometimes I flip it to decaf after 6 o'clock. Fred, how you doing? You know, Fred's got some really cool country stuff going on and funk. I'm just beginning to get into more funkadelic, by the way. John Anderson, when you had that spinning, I'll admit I didn't know any of his stuff, but he seems like he sounds nice. But I don't know why David Allan Coe popped into my head, because, you know, you wouldn't think that a dude that wrote, would you lay with me in a field of stone would end up in a penitentiary, right? Yeah. And then not only that, my buddy Doug Fields, host of the Vinyl Grotto, actually has one of those, oh God, I can't remember what magazine David Allan Coe used to put ads in the back. I don't think it was Playboy. I want to say Penthouse or Wii or something like that. Maybe even Rolling Stone from time to time or whatever. He had his own label, DAC Records, okay, and he would spout off, it would be bigot, X-rated type stuff, a combination of everything. Yeah, okay, that's who does swing. And swing, I can't sing really good today. My throat's out. Yes. Easy Rider. You know what? I like that movie. Of course, when I saw Easy Rider, which was made with Monkeys money, yeah, the 3 Bs, they should have not swiped the Monkeys money, but excuse me, the Monkees' money is what caused them to be able to make Easy Rider and 5 Easy Pieces. Mick, how are you doing today? I know, right? I kind of threw everybody off. You're usually the first one. Steven, been a while. How are you? I hear some bigwigs are leaving YouTube. Let me know, Steven. I'm curious myself here. I don't try to spread gossip, but I do like a little bit of gossip. I just don't tell tales. I try not to, or should I say, I change the names to protect the ignorant. But so Monkees, I mean, truthfully, they did a handful of things that the Beatles didn't do. One of them was Mickey Dolenz was the first U.S. rock musician to use a Moog synthesizer. Seriously, and that's kind of the big difference between Headquarters and Pisces Aquarius. Is that the reason why I like Pisces Aquarius so much? No, it just sounds damn good. I appreciate Headquarters for being a full-on group effort, and that they could prove the point and basically go F you to Don Kirshner and the critics that said that they could not play their own instruments. And, you know, I mean, fine, whatever. You know, I never understood why they got crucified, okay? Because on those first 2 albums, they had the Wrecking Crew, all right? Because Beach Boys had Wrecking Crew, the Byrds had Wrecking Crew, Jan and Dean had Wrecking Crew. You had a bunch of different people had with the Wrecking Crew, and it's like, jeez. What's your favorite channel on here? Oh boy. Rick Beto. I know who that is, but I've never really paid. Favorite channel, huh? God, that's tough. Well, as far as for our people in the vinyl community, Joe Mayo. I like being on occasionally as a guest on Me and Mr. Mayo's show. I like him. I like Danny Ambrosi. They're both pretty cool. Daniel's on there. I don't really know much about Daniel. Once in a blue moon, Beetle Babe will show up there, and I like Jennifer. She's poppy and cute and knows her stuff. So yeah. So all that kind of things. And of course, I don't know. I don't go to Rachel's as much. I thought I'll say this, and I'm not ashamed to say it, that the Ghosty Awards, yes, I watched it like 299 other people did, because she got 300 people to watch. If I remember correctly, there was 302 watching at one point or another and that stuff. It was goofy. It was cheesy. It was partially fun. I say partially. I'm not going to name names, but there's 2 people that should not have been on that broadcast. And one of them, one of them was drunk. That'll give you a hint right there. And I wasn't. Well, you know what, Stephen? Here's the thing. I can understand why you hate social media, but you got to take it with a grain of salt, okay? Just like when we were growing up and, we listen to TV and radio. If we don't like something, we change the damn channel or we turn it off. That's what I do too. And sometimes I will do that on some of my favorite shows if I think it's boring or they're going into a topic I really don't want to deal with. Martin, I know I didn't answer your question entirely, but yeah. Well, okay, you know what? Maybe it is an addiction. You might be right, Fred. You might be right, because I really do like watching YouTube and being on YouTube. Do I watch TV? Once a week, that's it. And you know for who? Saturday nights, Sven Gooley, MeTV, that's it. I don't watch TV for the rest of the week. And sometimes if Sven's a rerun, I won't watch any TV during the week. Even my radio station sucked down here. The easy listening one that I enjoyed, January 1st, they flipped some of the format. So like all the 50s stuff that they used to play, that seems to be gone now. And I'm like, and my easy listening station started playing things like AC/DC, John Cougar, Melon Tumor. I'm going, come on, give me a break. I wish I could find a really good oldies or FM oldies, if you get my drift, that would be cool. I'll just say this much. I was supposed to co-host a radio program, and I kind of feel bad. I dropped the ball pretty much on this, and the other person will probably be watching this. I'm not going to mention names. And he's like a brother to me. He is. And it's just, I just don't have the time in my life. Not right now anyway. I don't have the time in my life to be able to devote, because I was hoping to be able to carve out a couple hours a week so I could do this. I don't see it happening anytime soon. But here's the thing. The drunk one, to me, was the lesser of two evils, but not by much. And you're right. It can be good, but the bad is bad. That is absolutely right. Stepped away. Who's a tool besides me? I never had any problems with you, Fred. I don't know. It's not you. I don't name names here. Let's let other channels do that shit. I'm not going to do that. All right, so let's see. I'm sorry. I veered off way off course. Can you guys just hang for a second, please, while I go get some more coffee? Because at least that's keeping the crick in my throat here. I said crick. From not getting too horsey. Which I do have a special announcement I have to make to you all. This is a very important announcement. So the important announcement is this. On the show today, Terry the Shetland pony will not be able to be here because he's a little hoarse. Thank you. Just thought I'd let you know. That was horrible, wasn't it? Mom, I already talked to you twice. I talked to you twice today. I love you, Mom. All right. I guess I talk to my mother every day. I have no problem with that. No name gorilla, he was drunk and being a bigger ass than normal, and that's some achievement. I'll tell you something. He did, I was okay with it till he mentioned the so-and-so goes into the bar, drops 3 nails. I'm like, nope. I'm sorry. I don't like that kind of humor. Never have. But that's just me. In fact, I even made a comment publicly on that screen. What's a candle made out of? Well, I know I'm falling for this because I'm not really with it. Well, my answer is wax. What? Oh, that's funny. You got me, Bart. You got me. Yeah, he's one of them, yes. I try to like everybody around here. Try, okay? I don't hate anybody in the BC. No, I don't. I don't hate anybody. Never have. Tolerate, maybe, but not hate. And there's some jackasses out there. They hate this middle-aged guy who spouts off. Well, I admit I'm I'm a big loudmouth. I know it. I've been like this all my life, though. I'm not going to stop now. I'm going to be 57 in September. Why should I stop now? All right, so I'm sorry. Back to what we were talking at hand, and then I'm going to focus on the fines. Well, not fines, forgive me, because the weather's been stuck, but I do have some new things to show you guys here in a minute or two. So, monkeys, Martin, if you got the time, Crackle, I think, has it for free. You'll have to double check on this. Check out, if you haven't, the 1968 Monkeys movie Head. You will not be sorry for watching that movie. You may scratch your head a little bit and go, huh? By the time it's done, but you will understand a few things in that movie. Basically, they're making fun of themselves and the creation of them. I thought that movie, honestly, as far as for a music film, is a genius. Oh, don't we ever. Don't we ever. There's somebody out there once in a while. Anyways, yeah, okay, so had that movie. They should have titled it something else. I don't know why they didn't. I thought it was really funny that so like the censor boards for 68, okay, they didn't even bother. They're like, oh, it's the Monkeys. Rated G. It's like, oh, you didn't see the movie, did you? You didn't. Well, you know what, though? Terry Garr and Annette Funicello and even Tony Basil were cuties in that movie. You know, I could have settled for any of those. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Let's see, what else? But yeah, so they were sometimes innovators. Country rock. Mike Nesmith, of course, was one of the elements of country rock. You cannot ignore that. I mean, along with Graham Parsons and the Flying Burrito Brothers and Poco and early Eagles. I mean, if we didn't have Nesmith into the foray into the pop culture / country western culture, I honestly don't think country rock would have been as meaningful or as enjoyable, if you will. But don't get me wrong, you know, every one of them had something to bring to the table. Mickey, of course, is the absolute ham. He always was, but I like his singing voice. My God, I like it most of the time. That REM EP he did, I really hope they do a second one. I really do, because I thoroughly enjoyed it to no end. Oh, is it on YouTube? Good. I wonder if that's the straight cut, or is that the one with... like the DVD, which I'm looking for, had on DVD, has 7 bonus minutes. Now, this was, of course, before they found more footage from the movie, and I really would love to see all that. I have PTSD from meeting Annette at the Mickey Mouseketeers interview. Wait a minute, are you saying Annette was Stephen, I'm trying to catch what you're saying here, okay? Was Annette not nice? Was she irritating? I don't understand. Hi, how you doing, George? I'm glad to see you. I have liked some of your videos as of recent. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not completely all up here in the noggin, but I saw that you had some interview piece. I remember that. And by the way, I cannot remember if you go sub to this guy, guys, because if you love Four Seasons or even anything else of good quality music, go sub to George, okay? That would behoove you, all right? Behoove you. By the way, I can't remember if I answered your question or not, George. My mailing address is still the same, and as far as I know, it's going to be for a while. I'll bet Annette had a John. Well, I bet. Didn't she always used to? Oh no, it was under Disney. They do bad. Well, yes, they do. And you know what, Steve? I'll tell you something. True story here. Okay, this goes back to the early O's. Okay, I was like, of course, I lived in Northwest Illinois, and Radio Disney. If you remember how Radio Disney for a few years was a big thing, at least for the kids. Radio Disney ended up doing a remote in the town that I went to high school in. I said, what the hell? I'll take I'll take the kids. I took 4 of the 5 with me. And they gave us raffle tickets, okay? And so I don't know how, but I gave her my extra. They pulled the number. She won the prize. Here's the funny part. So she goes up there. They interview her really quickly, live on air. She did a real good job, okay? Now, I got to tell you, she's about 6 or 7. 6 or 7, okay? And I had a guy come up to me right after that and said, is this your daughter? I said, yes. And they said, she's adorable. And I said, well, thank you very much. And then I said, how can I help you? Because it was the way he said it, okay? That already, bing, alarm bells. And he went off and explained to me that he was something to do with Disney. He gave me his business card, okay? Wish I still had it, just so I could spit the name out here. But he was a shorter stature gentleman. And he's like, hang on to this, and when something about in a couple years, that's what he said, in a couple years. What are you talking about, 10, 11? Yeah, Disney is full of perverts. It's too that, and of course I threw that card out because I was not going to subject. I already started hearing the stories about the second Mickey Mouse Club, the ones from the early to mid '90s. I mean, let's face it: Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, JT, Aaron Carter. They're all messed up. All of them. Oh, thank you. Seriously, thank you. Whatever it is, and you know what? When I get, we'll mention it on the next episode. Whenever I get it, because let's see. I think Maris is sending me my contest prize because I know he was a little behind, and that's perfectly fine. The weather is so shitty. I can understand. I was put in the Camarillo Club at 11 years old. All right, Stephen, I'm an idiot. One of these days, you and me really do have to talk, whether it be over the phone or video, whichever you feel comfortable with, just so we can say hello. You know what? I cannot remember if I gave you my phone number privately. And I'm sorry, guys. I've got like 4,600 emails. I have barely touched them. But Stephen, if you can, will you reach out to me through my psycho_DJ@yahoo.com, please? And if you're comfortable enough to leave me your phone number, I'll give you mine, and maybe we'll talk sometime in the next couple of weeks when this isn't so bad. Okay. So yeah, Mickey Mouse. Oh God. I will say this though. I actually had one Mickey Mouse collectible. That was vinyl. Okay, one. Now, I found this sucker. Oh, jeez. Between 5 and 10 years ago. Okay. I wish I had it. I don't have it anymore because I sold it, and it actually went for an okay price to somebody that was a huge original Mickey Mouse Club fan. All right. So what was it? How about if I tell you that it was a gospel kids record from 1959 from Jimmy Dodd. Adult Jimmy. If you watch the Adult Jimmy. Well, from what I heard, I don't know if he always was like this, but up until the time of his death, he died in 1964 in Hawaii. I think his death was a little bit ugly, but he died in 64. I want to say he had some type of cancer. But I found this album signed. Yeah, signed in a very strange pen scribble. I'm just like, oh my. So, sometime between 59 and his death in 64, he signed this album. I even had a Disney collector look at it and goes, oh my God, you found it. And I'm like, but they already had some in their collection. That's why they didn't buy it. But yeah, Jimmy Dodd, which of course Jimmy was related to Dick Dodd of the Standells. Yeah, see where I went? All comes back to music. Now, we were talking about at the beginning of the thing here, 55 years ago, Yellow Submarine this week came out. Now, I like the movie. I actually met one of the animators. Unfortunately, he is now gone too, rest in peace. We are talking about Ron Campbell, okay? I got to meet Ron, very nice Englishman. We talked, there was nobody else in line. I think we chatted for like 5-10 minutes on and off. And the guy was explaining to me different things. He animated a lot of stuff from the mid-'60s all the way to the early 90s. One of the things he worked on, I think one of the final things he did was Ed, Ed, and Eddie, if you guys are 90s kids and remember that. He actually dabbled in some of those episodes. Also, he did work on some Scooby-Doo, and I thought that was cool. They had, I think in an old Facebook post, I took pictures and put a couple of them up on my old Facebook post. But here's the thing. Originally, at least in the UK, they were going to pull a Magical Mystery Tour and put it out as a UK EP. Okay. And I don't remember if that didn't happen, or I don't know if Apple nixed that whole idea, because and the covers, I am told, are slightly different as far as for between a UK and US press original. But in the US anyway, personally, I thought, I don't know if I want to accuse the Beatles or Apple or the movie company or whatever for being lazy, because that's exactly, if anybody asks me a quiz question in regards to what is the least favorite Beatles album, it's going to be Yellow Submarine Soundtrack, because there's only 4 songs. There's only 4 new songs. The rest is rehash stuff. All You Need Is Love. We already had that. That was on Magical Mystery Tour. You got a couple other ones there. And then George Martin instrumentals. I'm like, if I'm going to buy a damn Beatle album, I expect the Beatles completely all the way through. Sorry, that's just how I am. I'm not knocking George Martin. It's just for 1969, it was not really the better bang for the buck. They should have maybe I know EPs were not popular in the U.S. I get that, because they tried that trick in the mid-'60s, and it didn't work. The 4x4 from the Beatles and the number 4 by the Beatles and Beach Boys. I can't remember who else. It didn't work. So I like Hey Bulldog. That's my favorite. Altogether now, I think it's pap. It's All Too Much. I like that one too. But I think my favorite of the 4 is Hey Bulldog. I just love the way that thing cooks. And then to find out, bunches of years later, that there was a film crew that filmed that scene, and in color in the studio. I'm like, oh God, I love this. I love this. It was like a holy grail for Beatles fans for quite some time. We'll get to that in a little bit here, though. So, all right, where do I want to go? How about these? Okay, so the weather's been really poo-poo around here. Hopefully it's going to start warm. It warmed up today, warm up tomorrow, and then it's going to go back again to being crazy. See, I thought it was like October, November of '66. Call me, because when you take my rights, when you take my rights, you take your own. Yeah, see, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I thought that was like October, November, fall of the birth of Paul McCartney, a.k.a. William Campbell. And if that's the case, if we're going to go with that timeline, one of the last things that was worked on was She's Leaving Home for Sgt. Pepper. And then also there was another track. Maybe it was Penny Lane, I think, would have had the OG Paul on it, and then the rest was from the fall. I'm not even going to go into that. It doesn't matter, because the sound to me is still good anyway. 9/11/66. Was that the he blew his mind out in a car? Was that Tara Brown? The McGinnis hair was McCartney in that too? I don't know. So, because the resale shops are kind of dicey right now, half of them are closed up because then they were working with them. I still don't know. I'm gonna have to look up Camarillo Club, because you got me on that, Steve. And this is the first time I've ever heard of Camarillo. So I went to the library. At least the library was open, and I said, you know what? The Beatle book for Mal Evans still has not shown up yet. I don't know if it's somebody's keeping it extra, or it's a new book and they just never got it yet. I'm on the list. I'm on the waiting list. But until then, I'll show you the 2 music-related books that I got, and a horror-related. I said horror. So this one looks cool to me. Shout, Sister, Shout. The Untold Story of Rock and Roll Trailblazer, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Hey, how about that, huh? Now, I only have heard about her in maybe the last 10 years or so. She just became, new into my lexicon. Let me show you a couple pictures. Rosetta recording at Decca, summer of 41. Okay, summer of 41. Let's see. Any others? Oh. Here she is photographed in France, late 1957. Wow, there's not many pictures of her in here. Oh, here we go. Was there another recording at Decca Records with the Lucky Melinda, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Lucky Melinda Orchestra, Summer 41. Others in the picture, Lucky is there, Mo Gale, which was her agent manager. And of course, a nice, dang it, tasty electric guitar. Anyways, shout, sister, shout. Rosetta Tharpe. Kemerul Hospital, where they, oh my. Oh, I'm going to have to look into that, Stephen. I'm going to have to look into that. Thank you for bringing it up. All right, this next one, I'm not really exactly a big fan, per se, of her music. Okay, I remember from MTV, early MTV, that yes, they played a couple videos. And she even did a duet with Peter Gabriel. Now, I already gave you your hint. But we're talking about Running Up That Hill, 50 Visions of Kate Bush. Now, I don't mind reading on somebody that I really don't know much about, because that just means that I get to know more about them by the end of the book. And sometimes the books are really, really good. Now, let's see. I hate to say this, but there's no photos other than, here's your cover photo. There's no photos for Kate Bush. I said Bush. Anyways, lastly, for the book stuff. What kid in the 60s to early 80s, when you'd go get your comic books, and there'd be like a magazine rack too, okay? And you get things like Creepy, Vampirilla, Famous Monsters, James Warren, Empire of Monsters. I am looking forward to reading this. Okay, I really, really am. Oh, here's a nice one. You know, I always dug Vampirilla. Boy, did I ever. Caroline Munro, she was the one that filmed the pilot, if I remember correctly. And somebody brought her. Oh, I remember now. I'm in a Batman fan group. You know, the Batman TV show 66, you know. Somebody said she would have made a great Talia al Ghul. And I'm going, you betcha. I said I could see Caroline Munro if there was a season 4 of Batman. I think I told you, I brought up before, guys, that if NBC would have continued it like they were supposed to, if the sets were still there, this is all, there's different sources for this stuff, okay? So don't ask me, where did you get the information from, Psycho? I just remember reading it, okay? So you would have had new villains. Tina Louise as Poison Ivy. Oh, that would have been fun, right? Yeah, that would have been fun. It was either her or Raquel Welch, if I remember correctly, one of those two. Clint Eastwood as Two-Face. Oh my God, I can picture him in my head looking like Two-Face. I can. And then, like I said, Caroline Munro for Talia al Ghul. So who would be Roz? Now, or Raish. Is it Raish? I don't know. I keep getting them confused. I sometimes say Raish. I sometimes say Roz, because I've heard it both ways. And I know this is going to sound a little goofy, and maybe you'll roll your eyes at me. I can only think of maybe 2 people that might have been able to get away with it, sort of. And of course, you're talking creepy vibe, all right? Christopher Lee or Vincent Price, I think would have been, that, you know, I mean, yes, they had to be of fighting shape, because as you could see sometimes, he didn't wear anything. Like, he was shirtless all the damn time when he'd have his little battles. But who says Raish had to battle? He could just be one of those ones that he's on the sidelines and he's letting his other people do dirty work. Yeah. So that would have been fun. I like Caroline Munro. Yes, I do. I like a lot of that in the Hammer horror women. I said horror. Let me see if I can show you a picture. How about that, huh? That'd be fun. Oh, geez. There's a, yeah. James Warren and Friend, circa 1974. Isn't that something? That's goofy. So yes, Help, the magazine title, Creepy, Vampirilla, and Monster World. Some of the issues there. And the Spirit. They did crank out some Spirit, new and old reprints, and I love the Spirit. Okay, I love Will Eisner and the way he did things. I would have loved to have met Will Eisner, but you know, I'm sorry, they fucked up that movie so much. You know, I figure, okay, fine. You know, Frank Miller writing the scum like, oh yes, even Samuel L. Jackson as the octopus couldn't save its ass. You know what? I think you might be right. I think you are right there. I think you're right. I think so. I don't know if it'll tell me. It's not telling me. Dave Garroway was on the cover. The Creepy was a Frank Frazetta cover art, Vampirilla, featuring Barbara Lee, and Monster World, featuring a Twort Johnson portrait by Gray Morrow. Oh, interesting. Now, I'm not a big... I mean, I don't collect adult magazines, but somehow Warren did a magazine called After Hours in 1957. No nudity here, kids. YouTube police, there's no nudity in that shot. She's covered by a clock. That's what I say. But it looks like that was around at least for a few episodes. Yeah, Kurtzman's mentioned. Yeah, it says here, after Kurtzman began concentrating on Help magazine, Warren hired, and then he's talking about, you know, a bunch of other people he hired. There's just a lot of goofy shit. Oh, here's one. This one, Jerry Lewis on the cover, October 1960. I don't know if you could see it. He's the one with the hat falling off. Okay, so I think it's kind of neat. I can't wait to. Oh God. Okay, hang on a minute. I don't know if you're going to get to see this, but if you can't see this, when you got time, just look up January 1965 Help issue 22 cover, and you're going to laugh because it's the Beatles with no hair. They took the hair off the Beatles. They look like 4 Dr. Evils. Help was after Kurtzman left Mad and before his Annie Fanny strip. You know, I dug Annie Fanny. I did. I know what you're talking about. I do. For all you people that enjoy adult comic art, only a few weeks ago did I trip on a phenomena. I said phenomena. Anyways, Cherry Pop-Tart. Yeah, I tripped on a bunch of Cherry Pop-Tart art. No, I didn't find any Cherry Pop-Tarts. Those things are rare. I just happened to trip on the art courtesy of Google. All right, we showed the book finds, right? Right. Now, how about some fun? I went to the Comic-Con last Saturday. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to or not, to tell you the honest truth, but I started, even though I'm like this, I'm kind of bad. Earlier in the week, I had to call in due to I had vertigo, thanks to the stupid head cold I had. So Friday we thought was going to be real crazy weather-wise, right? But it turned out it ended up being a dusting, and it was just more cold than it really was snow. But the roads were still kind of slick. They have been on and off for the last couple of days. But Saturday, it turned out it was sunny. It was going to be high mid-20s. I already bought the Comic-Con ticket. I'm like... Because my buddy Scott was very generous. He sent down something he wanted signed. And then that took up about 90% of what it was. And I brought money too to be able to show you some things. So I'm going to show you guys 2 photographs through my phone though. So hopefully the glare will not get you too much. Now, the first one is a deja vu. Because guess who I met again? I met him 3 weeks ago, and then I met him last week, and he remembered me because I wore the Sven shirt again, okay? So I ended up getting this photo for me, and then I always liked that one. And then here's the one that I got for Scott, right? So that I thought was pretty cool. Very nice guy. Very nice guy. If you get a chance to meet Mouth of the South, go do it. You will not be sorry. Then I got to meet this guy, Sam J. Jones. Flash! Ah! Anyways, so Scott sent me money to get this autographed. Yes, you remember that good old Flash? Now here you go, kids. Get excited. Hey, it's jumping. Yes, 1980 in his 80 goodness. Yes. So he signed that. There was a little bit of confusion in his pricing schedules. Really, really strange. I'm not going to explain. But Scott included a DVD. Mike, just the Jimmy Hart here. This one's not. He was in the movie. He was in the movies. Sam Jones. And then there's a documentary that came out in 2015 that I didn't know about. And he sent me a DVD, and it's called Life After Flash, documentary 35 years in the making, Gordon's Alive. So I got him to sign it for me. So I have that. Here's the front. Here's the back. You got, of course, like I told you, this was released in 2015, but you have people that are now deceased, like Stan Lee, for one. He did an interview piece, too. But yeah, so Sam Jones, of course, you newer people would know him from Ted 1, Ted 2, and there is a new series on Hulu. I am told it's supposed to be like a prequel. So that was the Comic-Con stuff. Now, ding, boy, everything's going off now. Oh, good. Sorry, hang on. Good. I wish I wasn't so sick. I'd go to Olive Garden, too. Unlimited soup, salad, breadstick. Yum, yum. That's all I need from Olive Garden. Yeah, you have mail. Yeah, I know, right? Hi, I was just talking about you earlier. Nothing bad, just saying, hey, you know, that sometimes some of the panelists on the Me, Mr. Mayo show, you know, you're awesome. I gave you a shout out, I think, too, one of the last couple episodes for your channel. Yeah, wrestling guys, indeed. In fact, Sam here, you know, from Flash Gordon. If you live anywhere near Springfield, Missouri, he has now been added to the Comic-Con coming in mid-February. So you too could meet Sam J. Jones. Also, who's going to be at that Comic-Con? I wish I could go, but it's going to be tight in February. You are so welcome. You're so welcome, Jen. You are awesome. You are so awesome, seriously. But other than Sam J. Jones, also Kane will be there, the Big Red Machine, Undertaker's brother, and Steve from Blue's Clues. Yeah, Steve from Blue's Clues. Steve Burns, go figure. I think that's kind of funny, to tell you the honest truth. There's never anything like a Comic-Con around here. I'd always wished I could go to a truck. You know what? I would have loved to go to a truck convention in the 70s or early 80s. I would have been very happy about that. Speaking of truck, though, for 2 seconds, I'm crossing fingers. I'm not sure if this is going to happen, but next weekend, I'm going to be in South Central Missouri. And I know of a slight honey hole. I said honey hole in regards to truck material, OG, and next gen. And I'm hoping to secure an OG autograph of a deceased cast member. We will see. I'm not going to promise. Yes, and you know what? Everybody's going nuts about this. In fact, I think that was one of the best choices they ever did for the Missouri Con. If he would have come down here, oh my God, the line would be ridiculous. Yeah, what are we going to get? Oh, yeah, that's right. You did say that, didn't you? I hope that's going well, too. I hope that's going well. But yes, if you are going to be in mid-February in Springfield, Missouri, or any surrounding areas, you too could go to the Comic-Con in Springfield, Missouri, and meet those people I just said, along with others. Let's see here. Let me go get some more coffee. Don't run away. I'm just getting coffee. And then I'll tell you a couple bits of music news, and then I'll tell you some other announcements that have come down the pipe. All right. I appreciate you people being patient. Good. That's great. That's great news. Are you going to go down there, Mike? Are you going to go to Florida? Are you going to stay there? You don't have to tell me. But if that's what happens, and you guys are good for you, damn it. Good for you. That's the one thing. I can't sing really good today, thank God, right? Y'all are. But I would be singing Dionne Warwick's What the World Needs Now is Love, Sweet Love. All right. Let's see. I showed that. I mentioned the new subscribers. How about some talking points? We're going to throw a couple talking points because, like I said, in about 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to shut this down. Yeah, I know, right? Drum solo was epic. She's coming up here. Oh, good. Yes. Epic indeed. And we're not talking Faith No More either. We are talking epic. All right. So, how about this? How about we talk about some Led Zeppelin and solo Beatle news that just dropped in the last week. Okay. And then I also have some Kiss-related news, too, that just dropped today. So, even though this news, the story is a little old only because it was acquired, I am told, a few months ago, they just announced within the last week that there was a private collector that they had 22 minutes of film from it was the summer of 77, Led Zepp in Detroit, live at the Pontiac Silverdome. Yeah, and the film was, I am told, above average quality. And there was somebody that they were able to secure the bootleg. Somebody recorded that day for that show. And it is, I'm told, synced up 99%. Okay, so previously unearthed 1977 Led Zeppelin. I mean, that's pretty damn cool to me, I think. That's the first thing. Second thing. Now, I brought this up on Mayo's show a few days ago. And I wish I kept all the details, but I remember in my head. So in late March, there is going to be a listening party in Liverpool, in Speak Liverpool, at George Harrison's old home. Okay? And it's going to be a session that goes on for 2.5 hours. And what will be part of the entertainment is the playing of a tape comprised of early 70s to early 80s. We're talking outtakes. Also, several English guitar virtuosos are on this tape. One is rumored to be Jimmy Page. That'd be kind of cool, I think. I mean, after all, Jimmy Page performed, as we know now, on some Rolling Stone stuff, too. I know you're like the Switzerland and the BC, Paul. It just gives me a bad taste whenever I see you on those lesser channels, but to each his own. You know what? I'll tell you something. You're right. I am the Switzerland and the BC, and, you know, nobody's going to tell me who to have or not. And I can understand that, I guess. But you know what? I really enjoy Mayo. I like him personally. Me and him, we've talked off camera, and we seem to be pretty decent. And Rach, I can understand why you would say that. I completely do. And I am not, what's what I'm thinking of? I'm not excusing that behavior because, oh boy, you know, when they get into that, I just turn it off. I don't even watch it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That would have been a nice experience, Martin. That would have been a nice experience. So, so here's the thing, though, right? So, English guitar virtuosos. One of them may be Jimmy Page. So the tape was recorded at Friar Park, George's home, in different intervals. The tape was then mastered at Abbey Road. All right. The tape was given in the early 90s to Derek Taylor from George. Now, I don't know why it took 30 years for it to come out. I do not know if I'm hoping this stuff will be publicly released eventually, but the listening party will be in late March. I'm not, oh no, I know. Is he even doing anything anymore? The last time I heard, I mean, he did. I don't know who told me he was in rehab. I don't want to talk tales that I don't know, but that's what I heard. That was the last thing I heard. So hopefully maybe this year, next year, we'll get some unreleased George Harrison. That would be nice, because you can never have enough unreleased George Harrison being released, mind you. There's also a rumor going around that next year they are talking about it'll be the 30th year of the anthology series, and they're talking about cleaning it up. I don't know how. They're maybe talking about doing a red-blue thing, like they added tracks. This is maybe where all that Anthology 4 stuff could now be applied into the three anthologies. And I also, I'm on a lot of Beatle groups, and one of them talked about Jimmy Nicol. And I found out through them, and I apologize, I don't remember who it was, that not only did the Hong Kong show from '64 with Nicol get recorded by a private collector, there is possibly another show that was recorded privately by another collector of the Holland gig. I hope I'm right on that, with him on it. He's been mostly playing old movies on his channel. Once in a while, going live, but not often. Yeah, I get it. Yes. Jen, I don't want to bore everybody because I have an episode. I'm going to tell you, Jen, to go back and there's two videos that I touch on, and just look for Anthology 4, okay, and look at that at your leisure. But I do think there's enough for a fourth volume. I'm just going to say that much. I've said it for a while. Anthology I would love to see that on Blu-ray too, because I do not have it. I don't have it on VHS. I don't have it on DVD. My buddy's got it on DVD, and he also has it on Laserdisc. Yeah, he got it on Laserdisc, and I really would, shine it all up and add extra stuff, especially since there's a lot more Threedles footage that was, performing and non-performing. I would love to see that. All right. One last talking point I have. This was announced today Now, Doc has even commented on my Facebook post. Gene Simmons, yes, from Kiss, has announced a solo tour in Brazil coming up this year. Who's going to be playing with them? Eric Singer and Bruce Kulick. Yeah, no Paul, Gene and Bruce and Eric. In other words, 3/4 of your 1990 on lineup. So your Revenge, Carnival of Souls era. I think that'd be cool, to tell you the honest truth. I hope that it sounds good. I really, really do. But it can't be for money. It's got to be hopefully for enjoyment. I had it on VHS, but when I was moving here, well, sure, I don't blame you. I do that stuff too all the time. Yes, and you know what? Revenge does not get enough love, in my opinion, and neither does Carnival. Yeah, I know you're not. Eventually, there's going to be another Jukebox from Hell episode with Kiss. There will be. I decided that season 4 of Jukebox from Hell will roll out on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Nothing says love like a gift of love from Psyko to you, with the season premiere of Jukebox from Hell. I'm so bad. I really am. You know what? That's all I had. And look at that. We did an hour. Like I said, you always can, I've got a request book. I do. Of future episodes for Jukebox from Hell. Put in the comments what you'd like to see maybe analyzed. That'd be nice. I just started watching the TV series Watchmen. Now, I know what Watchmen are, but I never saw the movie or this. It's weird. It goes all over the last 100 years. Good Lord. Many good songs to perform from them. Also keeps the boys in the family. No tell-all books. Yeah, and that's the thing, though, okay? When I was a kid, my favorite stuff was Elvis, the Beatles, the Monkees, sort of the Stones, Badfinger, Kiss, and maybe a handful of other ones, Zeb. And, of course, my musical boundary has expanded way, way, way. And, but even when I was a kid, I knew that, rock musicians are not to be looked up to. Sure, there's some nice people, but be your own role model. Don't look for somebody else. I like Eric Singer, okay? I really do. I got to meet him. Alice Cooper Dirty Diamonds tour. Very nice man. I have two items signed from Eric. I've got a signed postcard for the Alice Cooper tour, and then I have a signed black Kiss drum head that he signed beautifully in silver. One of my buddies was going to the Kiss cruise, and that's how he got it for me. Lou Gossett Jr. plays a 105-year-old guy who survived the 21 blast. Oh, wow. Okay. I know what you're talking about, but I didn't know about the 21 Tulsa massacre until about, Jessica was alive, so about, we're going to say 5-6 years ago. All right. But you know what, though? I don't hate the socks either, if that's what you're talking about. Believe it or not, Terry, that's on the list. Metal Machine is on the list, I think. Let me double check. Because if not, we'll put, let's see. Oh, I thought it was on the list. Guess what? Now it's on the list. Yeah, I heard about that album. Oh, boy. That's not going to be the only thing that Lou's going to do that's going to be on episode. You guys know the rest. I'm putting your name down here for the request. There. musicians give reasons not to emulate. Keith Richards taught me from a young age. Exactly. There's your walking experiment, him and Ozzy. In the TV series, Robert Redford was elected president in the 80s and is serving his 7th. Oh my God. That would be just... Who does he think he is, an electric horseman? See what I did there? Oh. Butch Cassidy and the Sun, never mind. Anyways, so you're in for the book now for Lou Reed. Sweet Jane, he waiting for the man. Anywho, so let's see. So upcoming potential. I was going to go to the Warrant concert this Saturday at the casino, but you know what? I got to work the next day, and realistically, wouldn't get home till about midnight maybe, at the earliest. I'm just like, it's then to turn around, get to bed by 1 a.m. to get up at 7, that's not going to happen. So, oh well, can't win them all, you know, but once again, this is wrestling for a second. I'm looking into pulling the trigger on some tickets for me and my executive producer, Donna Jo Catlady. If you live anywhere near Springdale or Little Rock, Arkansas, let me tell you what's coming up in the first week of February. They're Mid-South Wrestling. I thought Mid-South died a few years ago. It must have been reactivated, is my guess. But Mid-South Wrestling is going to be in Springdale at the Civic Center and in Little Rock. I do not remember where. Go to midsouthwrestling.com or no, msw.com. That's what you got to look for. Yeah, wrestling. And it's the lineup that's getting me. You know, the tickets are a little expensive though, but it might be. I mean, they got to spend money to get all the talent, right? So they mentioned Rikishi. Rikishi's going to be there. Now, I met Rikishi. I even got a picture with Rikishi back in the middle 2000s. So I don't need to go spend any more Rikishi money on him. I think I'm fine. I even have a signed, like I said, a signed 8x10. So Rikishi, Enzo, which is more 2000s if I remember correctly. Head Shrinkers will be there. Yeah, both of them. The Rock and Roll Express. Yeah, the Rock and Roll Express. And 2 tag teams. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but they're from AAA Mexico. Okay, and AAA Mexico is one of the best lucha libre high-flying leagues. Now, that's all going to be, you know what? I'm glad you popped on by. Thanks a bunch, Mike, and you have a great evening, too. Now, but yeah, so that's going to be, so if you live in Springdale or Little Rock or surrounding area, you can have yourself some fun in the first week of February. Now, Saturday, though, I'm going to Wrestling in Rogers here, just across town with Donna Jo Catlady. And we're going to see, let's see, there's a couple people that used to be in NXT for WWE, Ivan Warsaw, and, oh God, what's his name? Osei, O-S-E-I is his last name. And then they just added Ray Fury, and Ray Fury dabbled in NWA or AWA, I think. I didn't know AWA is still around. Is Billy, you know what, I'm going to tell you something. The only time I ever get to see Billy Corgan's NWA is YouTube clips, and I did get to see, oh boy, the thing that caused the recent controversy, the Reverend snorting coke off the table. I'm going. Even I'm sitting there going, oh shit, I knew there was going to be trouble. I did. I knew it. As soon as he got done with it. And that Reverend James Mitchell, he's always had a strange history, real and otherwise. Go look him up on YouTube or Wiki. I'm telling you, that guy, why they even aligned with him is beyond me. But he's been in and out of the wrestling business for at least 20 years. I thought I also heard he's a Satanist. I don't know how true that is. That's why he calls himself Reverend, because he's a Reverend of whatever it is. I could be wrong on that, though. You know, I don't know, whatever you think about Billy Corgan, as a person, okay? I have to support my Smashing Pumpkins because they're from Chicagoland, my neck of the woods. But maybe him having NWA wrestling, would highlight the killer in me is the killer in you. See what I did there? That was horrible. I stretched on that one. I stretched on that bad pun. But I still would like to meet him for 2 seconds. I heard he's a condescending whatever, but I'm like, let's talk wrestling, Billy. Come on. I want to talk about all kinds of things. I still have yet to go see Iron Claw. I know that there's a little bit of inconsistencies in that movie, but the damn thing looks entertaining. But it is coming to... Oh, God. Oh, shit. Can't remember what stream channel. It's not there yet, though. I thought it was. I think they're going to wait another couple weeks. But, yeah. So hopefully I'll just see it through the streaming. That'll be all right by me. Von Erichs. God, what a tragic family. Shit. At least I'm glad Kevin and his boys are carrying on in AEW. I think that's neat. I really do. Sometimes you can tell how old a wrestling fan you are by how many Von Erichs were alive when you started watching. There was 3 when I started watching wrestling. 3 Von Erichs. Yeah. Good old Texas Tornado. And others. I want to say, oh God, who was it? Was it him and Chris? I'm trying to remember who died first, Chris or Mike from that group. And then, of course, Kev, who's still alive. Oh, I am so sorry. All right, Steven, when you get off of here, when I get off the show here in a minute, go take a look at my Psycho Platter title page, and you'll see my email is under the Psycho Platter description. You'll be able to see it. And then just contact me that way, please. Billy can be cool. I talked to him about the Cubs and Dave Kingman. It's time I met him away from a regular Kingman did not get enough love, okay? I remember in the 70s when we touted him. I remember when he hit those killer home runs. I was rooting for him. I wanted him to be, and it just didn't happen at the end. Billy supposedly was a great Little League baseball player. Did not know that. Kong. Oh. I liked her. I really did. She was a badass. She wasn't going to take nobody's shit. I do like her. All right, Martin. Hey, listen, thanks for coming on by. Seriously. Martin McGrath, ladies and gentlemen, go sub to his channel. He's an awesome dude. But yeah, so wrestling on and off in the next 2 weeks will be fun. They also, for concert announcements, like I said previously, I won the Loverboy Sammy Hagar tickets for September. I think it's September. No, July. Late July it is. So I'll get to go to that. I'm in for another one for Creed Daughtry. Hopefully maybe I can win that. But they did just announce today that Melissa Etheridge and Jewel will be going together on tour. That is not my cup of tea, but I thought I would tell you guys that. The one that I am looking into, if I have the money, is Uriah Heep Saxon. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I want to do some easy living on the wheels of steel, ladies and gentlemen. The eagle has landed in sweet freedom. See what I did there? I did a So in their wonder world. I'm like this all the time, by the way. Just thought I'd tell you off camera and on. But, Uriah Heep, what a heritage name. I have liked those guys. I'm trying to think. The first song I remember ever hearing from them was Stealing. And I still think that's one of the most badass songs. I mean, I like Magician's Birthday. I like that kind of stuff, right? Demons and Wizards. But Stealing was my favorite. Just that beginning, that keyboard line. You can hear it in your head. Just that doo-doo. And then David Byron coming on in. And then just wham, everything hits you. It's like, yes. Okay, thank you. I'll try to look at it today, no later than tomorrow, okay? So don't think I'm ignoring you, because I got a few other things I got to do here soon. But yeah, so Uriah Heep and Saxon. Now, I don't know how many original members or classic members are in Saxon. I'll have to look that up. I've only got 2 albums. I've got the one with Wheels of Steel on it, and then I have Crusader is my only Saxon vinyl I've got. That's the only ones I've ever found. I would love to find a lot more Saxon. I just remember, like, the first video I remember, though, from them was, and I can't sing it, but denim and leather, and I'm like, I like these guys. Who the hell are these guys? And I'm just like, oh, Saxon, okay. Oh, I didn't do dedications. I'm sorry. This episode is dedicated to Joyce Randolph, dead at the age of 99, the last surviving honeymooner. Good old Trixie. You know what? That she lasted 99 and a quarter years was pretty good. And also, oh God, I feel bad. There was I think an original member of Magnum. He was a guitar player. He died too. Sorry, I can't remember the name right now. But so that's who this episode is dedicated to. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking here into the middle of January. I hope everybody is doing good. I hope everybody is having at least a better 2024 currently right now, okay? That's all I could ever ask for you guys. I love you guys. I love all of you, literally, okay? When I tell you that, that is the truth. I am not giving you guys bullshit because I've never given you guys bullshit, and I would never start now. That's a fact. I think that's one of the reasons why, truthfully, I try to be separate from the rest. I've been an outsider most of my life, guys. I have. I never fit in. Does that mean I belong in the island of misfit toys? Maybe. But with my luck, I'd be the faulty double dildo vibrator. Yeah, I know that was a bit much, wasn't it? But chances are that's what the hell I would have ended up in the island of misfit toys. Either that or a really demented Furby. That gets you right there, doesn't it? I hate Furbies. Those things just creep the shit out of me. And yes, if you put 2 Furbies together looking at each other, you are going to get some very strange results. At least I don't have a Chucky doll. Story of my life. Jen, you're a beautiful soul. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. You are a beautiful soul. There is a handful, men and women in this VC, that have beautiful souls, and you're one of them. Go sub to her channel. Hey, there you are. Would love to catch Saxon Uriah Heep myself. If I could see Saxon 86, 2013, 2015. Yeah, so I know they're going out, but I have not figured out if they've got a new album that they're touring on. Because, I mean, they still do make Heep albums every so often. One of these days I'll have to show you guys. I actually do have a signed Uriah Heep poster. God, I can't remember. It was from about between 5 and 10 years ago, and it's a little extra special because now it was drawn by Ionis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He is a great album cover designer. Seriously, and he is up in the league with Roger Dean, in my opinion, for album covers. But Trevor Boulder, he's passed away now. He's signed on this poster. The whole band of that lineup at the time did. That's one of my treasures. Yes, I know. I don't get it. I never understood the craze. That and Tickle Me Elmo, never got that. Just telling you the truth, Jen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I appreciate your patience, okay, as the sun's going down on me. And I got to make some supper anyway. So I want you guys to have a kick-ass week. I may or may not have a short video to post later today. I need to get back to finishing up on one of my vinyl tags for Elvis Cup Guy. Speaking of, if you haven't seen it yet, go take a little look-see, if you care to, about the Monkeys tag that I put up in the last week, along with my Beatle vinyl tag response from Rachel's Ghost. Both of those are up. That are the most newest episodes, but I'm hoping to have the Elvis one shot today and maybe posted today. No, thank you, seriously, for all of you people being here, because I'd be nothing without you guys, and that's all there is to it. You guys are my second family. I mean that. That may sound a bit much, but the fact of the matter is that you guys have always been here to support me. All right? And I've always supported you guys. So take care. God bless. Rock on. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, always powered by coffee each and every time, because it's the mighty Psycho promise. All right. You take care of yourselves, okay?